Hello, my Reading Success Academy friends. I'm Paula Smith, and I have your daily word attack practice here. We're going to break this word down into smaller chunks to make it easier to read and easier to spell. And we're going to talk about vocabulary for just a little bit. Now, the first step that we go through when we are doing our word attack is to look for special endings like shun, chur, just, shus, kashus. All of those different special endings are normally at the end of a word, and it's a full chunk that we can figure out right away at first glance once you know all of them. Now, today's word does not have a special ending, so our next step is to look for groups of letters that work together to make one sound. So that might be a vowel team like EA, or it could be TH or CH or IGH, like in the word right. What I see in this word is an right here. I also see a vowel consonant E pattern. Now, when you have ATE at the end of a word like this could be eight, or it could also be et. And you'll see the difference in how we pronounce that and use those different pronunciations for different meanings here in just a little bit. Now, I don't see anything else that works together to make one sound, so I'm going to start from the beginning and I'm going to start sounding it out until I think I have a chunk, and we'll break it up as we go. So I see D, E, D, and you also could have tried A here. I think once you blend all these chunks together, if you started out with da, you would still get the word. And that's what you have to do. You have to try something. Start with a sound that you know it can be, and if you need to change it up later because you don't recognize the word, then go for those vowel sounds. Change the vowels first. All right, so there's D, and now we'll sound out our next chunk. L, I, B, lib. Now we put our first two chunks together. D, lib, and then we go on to our next chunk, which is and that's a chunk all by itself. Remember, you want to have one vowel sound in each chunk. And has a little bit of a vowel sound right there before that r comes in. So now we're going to blend those first three chunks together. D, lib, and then we sound out our last chunk. Eight, or like I told you before, it could be et. Eight or et. So let's put those chunks together. D, lib, eight, or deliberate. Deliberate, deliberate. Both of those are words that we use. We use both pronunciations. You will see you'll see ate at the ends of other words like adequate. That's an example I could think of off the top of my head. But you'll see that in some other words too. So make sure that you are aware that you can change it from eight to et, and that might help you come up with the right word. All right, let's take a look at what this word is used for. Now, when you're studying this word for spelling, you'll want to make sure that you have it broken into chunks and you use eye stoppers to break it up for your eyes a little bit. It just helps you to visually separate this a little so you're not trying to focus in on too many things at one time. And you'll also want to use a variety of colors too. So with this I'm going to put this lime green box around it. Wow, that's really bright. And then for my A consonant E, maybe I'll use this blue here. Underline each of the two letters that work together, and then we hook them together, just like that. So that's how I would code that word to remember the spelling of it. Now, like I told you, this word can be used as an adjective or a verb. It can mean something's done conscientiously and intentionally. When you're using it as a verb, it's when you are actually doing the thing, whatever it is, that conscious and intentional thing that you're doing. So when you use it as an adjective, we say deliberate. So we have that short E sound here. When we're using it as a verb, we say deliberate, long A sound. So you can deliberate about something in a deliberate way. You could use it together like that. All right, so we have a couple of different examples of how you could use this word. You could say the decision to close the factory was the result of deliberate planning and consideration. So in this sentence, it's being used as an adjective. The board had to deliberate about it for quite a while. Okay, so this is something that they are doing. So this is being used as a verb. Had to deliberate about it, had to think about it. All right, my friend, that's it for today. I'll have another word for you for tomorrow. If you have any questions about how I go about this word attack process, make sure you send me a message to hello@readingsuccessacademy.com. I would love to help you out with that. Take care and have a great rest of your day.